Eagles fan in the country.
That's right. That's me.
Honestly, because you wore the Patriots hat, it looks as ridiculous as I thought it would.
Take it all in. Nice and orange, huh? Nice and bright with the Super Bowl patch.
That's so stupid. You should put your fantasy team patch on it to make it.
I should. Actually,
you came in with your jacket on, and I was like, what is that? And then it dawned on me.
Yep.
You wore I
did. It's my Super Bowl ring.
Doesn't it feel, you don't feel weird wearing another team's jersey?
Do you think I feel weird?
I clearly not. For me, it's like sacrilegious. I can't do it. The only non-jersey of my favorite team that I ever had was Allen Iverson.
I've never had a well, that's not, I don't know.
Do you hear that?
A little bit.
I'm hearing a little static here.
When I talk, I think I can hear it. Is it me? Is it you?
See that thing down there with the aluminum bar? Push that away. Okay.
Was it me? Was it that? I don't know.
Unless it's this. I don't know. I can hear it a little bit, though.
Look at us go.
That's weird.
It is weird. Is it just when I talk?
I don't know. Let's try it. Can you hear it when I talk?
No. I can't when I talk.
All right. Maybe unplug it and plug it back in.
What, this?
Yeah.
This right here?
Yeah, pinch that top piece. And then then just plug it right back in.
Hello. It's gone.
Okay.
Look at that. On the fly, troubleshooting.
Yep.
I fixed it.
We'll leave it in because it was a fast recovery, so we'll just leave it in. We're back. We're back earlier than expected, too.
It's like the old days, recording on a Monday.
It feels good.
It does.
It feels good.
Right.
I appreciate your flexibility with the schedule.
Sure. I'm off this week, so I'm feeling good.
You're off this whole week?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering why you came early. The kids go down early?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice and early.
He's like, I'll be there at 7:30. I was like, holy shit, I'm naked still.
Yep, crushing it. But I've never worn another team's jersey. But another member of our league just went to the Giants game. He's a Patriots fan, but he wore his Jameis Winston jersey. because that was his guy when he won.
Oh my God, that's so stupid. That's like the dorkiest thing I've ever heard.
It's better than wearing your ring.
Okay, all right. The fantasy football ring is the dorkiest thing I've ever heard.
I gotta figure out the supplier, because I know it's like cheap. It's some like Chinese place that does it, but it's pretty good quality for a very.
Oh, it's not like an official jersey.
Oh no.
Oh, it's even worse.
It's even bad. You think I'm spending $130?
Now that I'm looking at the
Chase.
NFL patch, it looks funky.
Does it look a little to this way?
No, it just looks too like shiny and not like it should. I mean, it looks pretty good, but it's still, if it's not official, then it's even more lame. Sorry.
I'm gonna wear it every single week going forward. So
are you really?
No,
I would fucking hope not. Get yourself a Drake May jersey or Ben Coates.
Mm-hmm.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Let's start things off with the. Now we have had these before, but yes. I don't remember having the athletic light, so I'm going to try this. I believe it might be my first time.
I'm curious. I'll have to go back into the record books and see if you've never had that before.
I don't remember. Maybe I did, but I really don't remember.
Compared to the hop water from last week.
The hop water was hot garbage.
Cheers.
And that Sierra Nevada is very good, though.
Yeah. We had a few other people taste test the hop water, and they all felt the same.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who were they making that for? Because we went 0 for 6.
But they did read reviews online, and they were positive, and I just want to know who's leaving those reviews. How's that?
For 25 calories, this is pretty good.
Yep.
For a light beer, 25 cal.
Gives you that Bud Light.
Honestly, I might have to. This is a nice one to throw in the rotation. Calorie-wise, this is even better. Like 25 calories for a beer.
Yep. That's what I said last week. The hop water at 0 calories, and I was thinking, nope, 25.
No, 25 is the limit.
At least 25 is fine.
Anything under 25.
Yep.
Yeah, you got problems.
Yeah.
That's really good for only being 25 calories.
Yeah, and you know what they're going for too? They're going for that Bud Light, Yeah.
It's got all the fixings except alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
No calories.
Enjoy.
That's your that's Athletic Light in Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada Trail Pass.
Beer the week. Mm-hmm. We should have kicked off with thanks for coming back and subscribe to the channel and share it. And you guys are watching. We know you're watching.
Oh, yeah.
So
I downloaded the analytics app, so now I can keep an eye on how the numbers are increasing. I shared it on Facebook, which is a big step for me.
You shared our analytics or the video?
No, this channel in general.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the people who shared that post.
People shared it too?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. See?
Got a few shares. So I'll
sharing
be
is caring.
That's right. And I'll be sharing the episodes every week going forward. Like I said, big step for me. I even did my Instagram story. Also a big step for me.
Yeah. See? Now we are committed.
Yeah.
We're in the game.
I'm in it.
I would share on my Facebook, but I don't have one.
No. Long gone.
So it's long gone. I think I had a blip of 2 years where I was off it for 4. I was off it for 2, came back for 2, I've been off it for 4. Just not much for me.
That's the way to be. Yeah.
But if you are on it, sharing it on Facebook is a huge deal.
Oh, for sure.
Did you share it to? Did you get any updates about Alex?
I did not share it.
Alex Shawzak.
I did not share it to him directly. No, I did not.
I'm curious to know. These people are getting shout outs.
I know. When I share the episode this week, maybe I'll tag them. Be like, hey, we're talking about you. There's something I was gonna mention about. Oh, it dawned on me as I was, I think, driving home last week. I watched the first half of Super Bowl 36 with Alex. The Patriots and the Rams.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know why. Well, we're friends, obviously, but I just watched the first half there. And then at halftime, I rode my bike home. And I watched the rest of it with my family, my brother-in-law. My parents were there. My parents were 50 yards.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's right. You did say that.
They were
that's wild.
There.
What a Super Bowl to go to.
Oh, yeah. I think I've told this story before in this program. But a cousin of mine was dating the daughter of the Dolphins at the time, owner at the time, Wayne Huizinga, his daughter, or maybe I think it was his daughter. And for whatever reason, because of that, my father could get tickets, and I just remember him telling my mother, they might never go back. Which is true, like he was like pleading, like they might never go back, which is, again, it's true. Did not expect them to go back 9 more times.
Regardless whether they did or didn't go back, that was the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Which is even better because they were 0 for 2 at that point.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I rooted for them in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, no one knew what was going to happen after that.
Right.
Everyone thought it was
if I knew.
Right, exactly. Yes.
If I knew that was going to spark this entire area of.
And it also, I think this all came around because we're talking about fans of other teams. And I remember the weekend before that Super Bowl, David Rose in high school wore a Kurt Warner jersey on that Friday. I remember, again, one of those things just sticks in your head. Like, well, that's interesting. And I wonder if he was really a Rams fan or if he was just trying to get
I don't know. We should ask him.
Yeah.
Is he on?
I have no idea.
He's on Instagram.
Okay.
And you know what's funny when you were talking about Alex? We have talked about him on like multiple episodes. It's not just last week or this week. We've talked about him. We told the roller magic story where I knew
that's right.
He was showing people up. Yeah. I knew him going into middle school because he was showing people up with he was roller blading and I'm trying to skate. He's fucking killing me.
I used to like a lot of our middle school like football. We played football all the time, like the Sandlot football. It was our neighborhood, you guys had your neighborhood. Yeah. But a lot of early football memories with Mr. Jawzak.
Shout out Mr. Jawzak.
Yeah. Not his father, but his father is a cool dude. But he's also a dad, so he is a Mr. Jawzak. So yeah.
Yeah, see? It still works.
Out.
He graduated to a Mr. Jawzak.
That's right, yeah. So I'll have to send it to him. Be like, hey, we talked about you. And it's early this time, so it's like listen to the first 10 minutes. Get the name shop, and then if
you
want
the
rest of the thing. Yeah,
then keep watching, and then share it, and then also send it to the Kaluska Seos.
That's right. Shout out Joey too. He shared it on the.
Joey
Facebook.
Shared it.
He did.
Oh man, I haven't seen Joey in forever.
I have not either. I don't remember the last time I saw him. I think the last time I saw him was Thursday Night Football against the Bills a couple of years ago. Jesus, wow.
I feel like I would always see him at Bo's.
That's where we watch Thursday Night Football.
Right.
Patriots against the Bills.
That's when I started watching Raw. Go to the bar and watch Raw. You know what, though? Everybody shit-talked it, but then their eyes were glued on it.
Oh, yeah. Don't let them tell you any different.
Ridiculous. All right. So we picked the Monday night game is happening meow.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be happening meow. Yeah. So we both picked the Ravens, I believe.
Yes. I forgot that this was the Brother Bowl.
I know you said that. I was like, oh, shit, you're right.
I totally forgot about that, which makes sense why it's Monday Night Football now. Imagine beating your sibling in the Super Bowl. Like, go talk about, like, bragging rights.
I would gloat forever.
Right.
John, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
I won. You're a loser. You idiot. And I'm the younger brother.
I don't know which one. I think John Harbaugh's younger.
I thought Jim was younger by like a year.
Really?
I thought so. Fact check me.
Oh, okay.
I can fact check it.
Who is older, John or Jim Harbaugh? Jim just looks older, maybe because
I thought John was like a year.
60-year-old Jim
is old. He's older.
62-year-old John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's 2 years. I thought it was even closer than.
Wow. I thought, yeah, you're right. Damn. I thought Jim was older. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah. How about them Harbaughs?
Them Harbaughs back in it again.
Yep.
All right, we'll go into the games from week 12.
Oh, yeah.
Week 12. The Thursday night game, we both picked the Steelers, and I think on this program,
We sure did.
we said, but they could drop this one, right?
Yep.
And then it started to snow, and they dropped it.
Yep, they sure did. They dropped it big time.
24-19. I mean, I feel like every good team is dropping games against kind of bum teams.
Yeah.
The Ravens did it. The Browns really at 3-8 have beat the Steelers and the Ravens, and I don't know where their other win came from. Now I'm curious.
Anytime it's a division game and it's on the road, and like we just saw it last week with or divisional game first of all,
Yeah,
and then on the road adds to it. Yeah, and then you again Thursday Night Football, which is kind of a crap.
And it was snowing.
Yeah, snowing looked awesome. Love that.
I love to watch it as long as it's not outside my house.
I love that visibility. Of just watching a snow game. Those are always enjoyable.
Yeah. But the Browns, the other game that they won was Jacksonville, so not much of a feat there. But
okay. I do. The one thing I want to say about the Browns is I know everyone loves Jameis Winston. He's so cool. He's so funny. I don't like it. It annoys me. It bugs. I think he plays into it now.
Oh, he totally does.
Yeah.
He
So
totally
it was funny when it was like off the cuff and
like the W thing.
Yeah. Now it's just like he's like playing a character.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about like Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
And maybe he's always like that, but I feel it seems like that's how you are now.
Because we are wrestling fans, like you can see it
when you're leaning into your shtick.
Yeah, someone's playing a character. Like I get it. You're working the crowd.
Yeah.
And some people don't get it. Like,
yeah, like, oh, that's just him.
Yeah,
and,
no, it's
and we're like, nah, he's leaning. He's leaning. And you know what? Good for you.
Yeah.
If you're going to make money off of it and get exposure, by all means.
I think Steve Austin, The Rock, I think especially Steve Austin, he always said, it's always just yourself turned up to 11.
Yeah,
so
that's
really
fair.
what they're doing.
In most scenarios, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin was him.
Yeah.
But like stunning Steve Austin.
Right, yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
You got to find like the shtick that's closest to you and then dial it.
Yep.
All right, moving into the Sunday games. The Vikings over the Bears on a nail biter in overtime.
I don't know how many heartbreakers the Bears can. We just said it last week.
You said, and I said at least 2, and at least 3 that we know of. We have to go back and look at their record and see what other heartbreaks. But damn,
yeah, that's tough.
But overall, besides throwing it 47 times, Caleb had a good game stat wise. I didn't watch much of this game, but 32 of 47, 340, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I feel like with these new crop of quarterbacks who are expected to play right away. There's a lot of expectations that goes on their shoulders, and I think it's a little silly. In my opinion, people are expecting too much from
all of them.
I
think all of them, yeah, for sure.
It's and they're people complaining already. They're 4-7, and I know he has weapons, but he's still a kid in his first season in the NFL.
And not only that, you fired his first OC, and most likely the new OC and the current coach are going to be wiped away this year too. So now, Eberflus almost got fired last year. They kept him around, but now I would say most likely he's going to get fired.
Yep.
And now this kid's going to have his third OC. And granted, the new OC is probably just adopting the current playbook,
concepts,
right?
Yeah.
So it's probably not too much of a difference, but it's still a roller coaster for a kid who just came into the league.
Yep. I don't know what they were thinking keeping Eberflus around. I mean, just look at the name. I mean, that's not a coach name. It's not,
Eberflus?
Yeah. Dick Vermeil, Buddy Ryan, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, those are coaches.
Joe
Gibbs.
Good names. Good, solid names.
Whatever happened to those guys?
Bill Cowher.
Yeah. Strong names.
Yeah. It's
Mike
silly.
Ditka.
Mike. Did he coach? Oh, he did. Yes, of course he did. Yeah. Perfect name.
Did he coach?
No, I thought for whatever reason my brain went to Dick Butkus.
Oh.
Another great name.
Great name.
Great name. I don't think that might be the best.
Let me tell you something. You got to be a hard motherfucker if your name is Dick Butkus. Right. And he was.
Oh, he was.
And you don't laugh at that name. Well, you do. We do now. Yeah. We do. But
if he was in this room, I would not be laughing.
It's the irony of my name is Dick Butkus.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was a hard dude.
If he was a guest on the show, I would not be laughing.
Absolutely not. It'd be like if Mike Tyson was here, I'd be like,
yeah.
Don't look at me.
I wouldn't make fun of his lisp.
Absolutely not.
So, but is the next great NFL head coach in that last name Eberflus? No, it's not.
He's got to get a job somewhere, though. I would imagine after
probably,
this.
Like every time one of these guys gets fired, you just think, and someone's gonna have a good defense next year.
It's the
same thing with Spagnuolo.
It's so incestuous.
Yeah,
I can understand if is he more of an offensive guy?
Eberflus?
Yeah,
I thought he was defensive.
I didn't hear about his name until he got hired by the Chicago.
It's actually funny because he was on the Patriots coaching staff many years ago. He was a tight ends coach.
Really?
Our tight ends were terrible. It was the year before we drafted Gronk and He Who Must Not Be Named. And our tight ends were just terrible. And he was our tight end coach. So
did you watch the show yet, by the way?
No. We're just watching something. It was a Netflix show. I forget what it was.
Cobra Kai.
No, it was a comedy. It was a shorter one. It was Kristen Bell was in it. It was funny.
Oh, with the other guy.
Adrian Brody, something like that.
Yeah. I saw that come up on the thing.
Yeah.
Just watch it, dude.
I'll get around to it.
It's actually good.
If we want to watch it, it's on the docket. It's on the list.
100% when the kids are in bed, though.
Yes.
We tried to sneak in one episode, and I don't even know which episode it was, but I don't know. The kid was playing on the tablet or something. We tried to sneak in one episode, and it was
grotesque.
Bombs and guns and F-bomb.
Oh.
It was like, nope, never mind. Nope, thought we could sneak one in. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. All right, moving on. The Lions over the Colts, 24-6. The Lions are 10-1. Mm-hmm. They have their best record since, I believe, what did they say, 1934?
That's impressive.
I listen, I'm no fan other than a Washington fan. Mm-hmm. But I love this. I love this for Detroit.
Yeah.
I think this is great.
Yeah, this is my money pick. Most money pick. Nailed it.
That's what it was. My cousin asked me yesterday. I was like, I thought it was Detroit. But
sure was. That was probably the biggest spread I've ever done. But I knew that I knew AR wasn't going to bounce back.
AR can beat the old AR. Can't beat.
Yeah. God. Yes, exactly. And the Lions have just been rolling over people. This game, I'm surprised they didn't run up the score. I don't know how it was looking at the end there, but yeah. Oh, look, they recreated the Allen Iverson stepping over Ty Lue to celebrate the touchdown. That's funny. Second time AI awesome. Came up in this episode. Yeah, awesome. It's great. It is great for the Patriots having a down year. I'm glad the Lions are having an up year because I will definitely root for them.
Yeah, I mean, the Ben Johnson stuff aside, I just think this is a good story. And now that the juggernaut of the NFC, which is the Niners, are not looking.
Oh yeah,
they're not looking good.
Yep.
It's really, I think it's coming down to Detroit and Philly, and I think Detroit would have the edge.
I think so.
To make it.
I think so.
And they're playing good enough to where I could see them beating the Chiefs,
mm-hmm.
the Bills, the Ravens. I mean, granted, it's going to be a coin toss, with those matchups, but I think the playoffs are going to be fun.
Yeah, I think that's so too. Yeah, they have a lot of weapons on not their offense, so.
Especially, their running game, the two-headed monster.
Yeah.
Yikes.
St. Brown's a great number one wide receiver. Never really hear much out of him. We talked about the Uber number one receiver.
Yeah,
He's pretty quiet, which is nice.
Yep.
I like him.
I just wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to go to Detroit knowing how hardcore those fans are, and they've been waiting for this. Even last year,
Yep.
They're like waiting for this, and them winning a playoff game, the place went nuts. So even more so, they're building it up more.
Yeah.
So if they get that first round bye, I wouldn't want to be going to Detroit.
And I'm happy for Goff.
Yeah, he kind of got thrown away by the Rams.
Yeah, it could be the most perfect trade of all time.
They both win.
Yeah.
And he had, he 26, 36, 269.
Yeah, and Dan Campbell is a fun guy to root for, too. I mean, I think we talked last week where it seems that Mayo is like back and forth with the aggressive, conservative, too conservative, whereas Dan Campbell is aggressive all the way, and he owns it. And sometimes it blows up in his face. A couple of years ago, they went for it on fourth down 5 times against us and went 0 for 5. We beat them like 50-0. But sometimes it works and they cruise.
I'm glad that his style does pay off, though, because it almost looked like, on paper, it looked similar to maybe a Rex Ryan, where it could be a flash in the pan. No offense, but I'm glad that there's different coaching styles, and it works. It works for that city. It works for those players.
Yeah. And
I like it.
The players play for him, that's for sure.
Yep. Moving on, the Patriots at Miami Dolphins, 34-15. Tua had 317 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a fun stat that was brought to my attention yesterday. Tua is 7-0 against New England.
He sure is. Sure is. We're going to bring that up. We've never beaten Tua, which irritates me to no end because I don't think he's that good. But he beats us every single time, so I don't know what I can say.
But he's in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in today's game. He has to be.
I'd say he's top 10.
Yeah, I mean, how many other quarterbacks would you take ahead of him?
Yeah. I don't know what he would look like anywhere else. Whatever McDaniel does for him, we've talked about this too, it works. So he
looks good when their offense rolls with him and then it dies with everyone else.
He didn't impress me at the end of last year against the Chiefs back to back. I think it was last year. It was back to back weeks. First the last game of the season, and the playoffs. Versus the Bills. I can't remember. He just looked kind of lifeless. I mean, he has weapons too. But they did it for him, which I always wanted. I wanted them to do for Mac and now for Drake, where they went out, they traded for Tyreek, they got Waddle. They got him weapons.
You gotta have weapons.
Yeah,
you just have to.
And this is just the most lifeless performance I think the Patriots have put on. The defense I think is bottom 3 in DVOA now, which is the advanced metric of just all things defense, and it's just so bad.
Now, was that those 15 points because it was a blowout? Was that just garbage time? Or
it was actually 31. It was 31-7, and they brought in Skylar Thompson, the backup. They benched Tua. Well, not benched him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they took him out of the game.
took him out of the game. And there was a fumble scoop score for a touchdown. And it was 31-15. I think Tua came back in the game. And it's funny, it was actually 31-15. We're driving. I think we were midfield, and then Drake got rushed by a blitz, uncovered, threw the ball up, got tipped, and interception. The fact that we were never really in this game. It was really non-competitive. But we still technically, if we scored, it could have been a one-possession game.
Sure.
But they did whatever they wanted to. I can't even blame. We had, so what's funny is we had the first drive. I think we went 3 and out, and then we had they went out, got a first down, and then punted, and then we got the ball, and we drove down the field. But it was painful. It was 2 false starts by Lowe, our left tackle. Holding call by him, so it was like plotting. And I was actually listening to this on the radio because we had to go to a family member's house, so I was listening on the radio, and we finally get down there, and then the field goal attempt hits the post, and I'm like, it's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? You just that's it. That's the kind of game this is gonna be, and that's exactly what how you get those feelings sometimes. That's what it's gonna be. Plotting down the field, you just barely squeak it out, and against a team like this, you can't leave points on the field.
100%.
Yeah.
So, side note, I'm digging the Chargers uniforms.
I do like those. I like those.
It's the white helmet with the navy blue.
It's kind of like a mixture of their old and new.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a mix of their old and new.
It's funny because we always kind of gloss over them because they're out west and we just don't talk about them as much.
Yeah, and they're the second Los Angeles team.
Yeah.
You don't even.
But you know what? Now we're watching them. So
there you go. I don't think I've watched them all year.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's always been one of those guys too where they were leading the Jags, by 30? The Jags came back and, how do you let that happen? I don't care if it's everyone else's fault. How do you let that happen? You shouldn't let that happen. He had a similar thing in college in Oregon where he would always lose to the worst teams. It's very strange. It's a strange occurrence.
There's enough blame. If you have a colossal failure, there's enough blame to go around. Trust me, we'll get to it.
Right. So, and May did not look great in this game, but it's a lot of the same. And it's funny, we talked this weekend about Reddit and how I usually peruse Reddit, but I haven't been on in a while. And
you're a Reddit guy.
I'm a Reddit guy, but I haven't been on in a few weeks now. I actually deleted the app off my phone to stop using it so much because these post-game threads of these people they just annoy the shit out of me. I've actually, a couple of years ago, I unsubscribed from the Celtics one because same thing. Every loss is like the end of the world.
I know.
What did people expect from this football team?
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Yeah.
It's a rookie head coach.
Yep.
It's a rookie defensive coordinator, rookie whatever, first-year head coach, first-year defensive coordinator, first time an OC. He's an OC. He's been an OC before, but this is his first time calling plays. We have no offensive line. We have no wide receivers.
Right.
We have nothing.
Nothing's changed.
Our personnel is
right. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, the greatest defensive line in history is gone. What did you expect? They did show a quick graphic during the game of the last few head coaches, what their records were like for the first 12 games. 3-8. Bill Belichick, 3-8. Pete Carroll, I think it was like 7-6. But they had just come off the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then before that was Bill Parcells, and it was like 1-11. So everyone's like, "Oh man, it was the worst." It hasn't even been a full year.
No,
he hasn't impressed me with a lot of his decisions, but it's still his first year.
It's a team like the Texans from last year that fuck it up for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're totally right.
It's D'Amico and it's CJ.
You're 100%.
It's like you say about Brady playing until he's 45. They are the anomaly.
Yeah.
They are the exception.
Yeah.
It is the reason why it stands out so much on both of those instances is because it's fucking rare.
Yes, exactly.
So you can't hold yourself to those standards. It's not possible. That is not the standard.
Yeah. And why is it Mayo's fault that we went into the season with no left tackle? Why is that his fault? He's not the GM.
Right.
That was my number one indictment of the new regime, whoever the new GM, whatever you want to call him, is that we just did nothing at left tackle. We drafted the second Penn State right lineman who was a right tackle and tried to play him at left. Didn't work out. Then he got hurt, and he's been hurt.
But I think because of where you were in the draft and where we were in the draft, Washington tried to trade back in, and at that point, it was all
the run of tackles happened.
The tackles were it was quarterbacks and tackles,
and
it was because there was nobody left. They didn't trade back into the first round.
Yeah.
So I think because we went quarterback instead of going tackle,
and then in the second round we drafted a wide receiver who again has done nothing, and we could have got McConkey, whatever his name is, Ladd.
Yep.
Didn't take him. Pearsall for the 49ers could have had him, didn't take him. You see how he got his first touchdown. Worthy for the Chiefs, he's having a good year. Didn't take him.
Yep.
There's a stat out there of rookie wide receivers. If they don't get 500 yards receiving in their rookie year, 99% of the time, that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I might not be an exact, but it's close.
Yeah.
I will look it up to get the exact numbers. But it's not looking good. Not looking good.
It's interesting.
So we just have and the defense has bottomed out. We were a top 10 defense, and now we're bottom 3.
Yeah, you guys, your defense is whack.
It's so bad.
And against a team like the Dolphins, who can put up points and have weapons, it's a tall order. Plus, we talked about it before. When Brady was playing and went to Miami, it was always tough.
Yeah.
It was never. That was one game of your division every year that was not a gimme. Was at Miami.
Yeah, I always say. I remember when we watched at the arena and they lost week 1 at Miami.
Yeah, it was at Miami.
I just remember that game. And it's funny because we'll get to the Eagles game, but I picked the Eagles in that game and I bet on them because the Rams didn't impress me against us. And I thought that they weren't as good, and it showed.
Yeah, no, it did.
Yeah.
100%. But the Dolphins are now 3 in a row. We said it last week or the week before. They have to run the table to have a shot, and I don't know let's see what their schedule looks like, because they were 2-6 and now they're 5-6.
That reminds me, I got to bring up the standings. I think they're at like 14%, so it's not looking good. But you win the rest of your games, it helps you out.
Tough game, and because it's at Lambeau. Mm-hmm. But they're playing
Friday night. They're playing the Friday night game
at Lambeau.
Yep.
Then it's
Friday day, whatever.
Jets at Houston, the Niners at Cleveland, at the Jets to finish. A lot of road games. I think they have to run the table to have a shot. But 5-6, you might be able to drop one and go 10-7 and make it.
Yeah.
But you're playing a couple playoff teams in that run too. But it's actually pretty favorable because outside of Green Bay and Houston, Houston is having an up and down year, you have the Jets twice, Cleveland, and the Niners who are reeling.
Yeah.
Like Miami could go from 2-6 to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
How far are they out right now?
Right now they're the 8 seed, but they're two back in the win column, one back in the loss column. Because the Broncos,
so is that technically 2 games or is it 1.5?
1.5. So it's funny because the Broncos are at 72% chance to make the playoffs at the 7 seed, and the Dolphins are at 15% chance in the 8 seed. Woof.
Mo's money pick. Put your money on Miami to run it.
That's surprising. That those numbers don't make much sense to me, but what do I know? This is like telling you that the entire AFC is essentially locked up, stopping at the Broncos at the 7 seed.
Right. I don't subscribe to that though.
Yeah, it is tough. 5-6, 5-7, 4-7, 3-8. So it is gonna be. It's the Dolphins, and that's like the only team that has any shot, in my opinion.
Yeah,
the Colts aren't making it. So that's that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing is when Tua was out, they were dropping games. Now that he's back, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I think you can only lose one maximum if you're the Dolphins, I think.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. 100%.
To make
totally
it.
Agree. Totally agree.
This game I didn't see anything from other than the Baker Mayfield doing the Tommy DeVito.
I saw that
celebration. But the Buccaneers 30-7 over the Giants. Giants are 0-6 at home. So everybody rags on the Cowboys for being winless at home.
Yeah.
Giants are winless at home too.
Yeah. I don't know if the Giants had expectations. I mean, I didn't think the Cowboys were going to do much this year, but I also expected the Giants to be even worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're tanking. You called it last week with them playing DeVito. I saw a funny clip of Mark Schlereth saying how their backup all year long has been Drew Lock. You mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, nah, we're going to play this guy.
You're just showing that you're tanking. It's such bullshit. Because, again, even on paper, I would rather start Drew Lock. He's had more success.
Yeah,
he has way more upside.
Yeah. So I will be taking the Cowboys to cover on Thanksgiving.
I think the Cowboys have a good shot to win that game. Their first home game.
Yes.
It's going to be...
and something else.
The Malik thing. We have to talk about the Malik thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. Yeah.
The Malik post game.
Yeah.
And I get it. He's young, but he really fed into what we were just talking about with the diva wide receivers. And I get it. He's upset. He's frustrated. But he went on a tangent, and he trashed the quarterback. He trashed the coach. He trashed the OC, all without really naming people. But he's like, why do I have to wait till the fourth quarter to get targets? And he goes, oh, it didn't matter if it was Jones. It doesn't matter if it's whoever. It's the same thing all the time. Go ask the coaches. Really bad coming from a rookie. I'll give him a pass because he is a rookie. So a guy like Chase, who you're repping,
at least Chase has...
Chase knows better than to say the shit that he said the last couple of weeks.
The only difference is Chase has done something in this league, and Neighbors has all the talent in the world and has had some good games, but he hasn't really done much of anything. You've only played 11 games, dude.
Right, and he actually... Yeah, this was 2-9. He was out.
Yeah.
He missed a game.
Yeah, that's right, too. Yeah.
So at least he only played 10 at most that we know of. But when we were talking about it yesterday of trying to figure out why that position is a diva position.
Yeah.
And if you're a wide receiver, you're going to hate me for this. But on the field, other than special teams, I think, well, if you look at, if you looked at a chart, you would say who has the highest potential, right, with scoring and catches and flash, right? Who has the highest potential for those things with the least amount of physicality?
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
They have the biggest reward for the lowest risk because most times you're going out for a pass. You're really not blocking. And there's receivers who don't block. That's why we traded Dotson. So you have these diva guys that keep running their routes. They want the ball. Yeah. So they can go catch it, run, score. Yeah. I think it's the least physical for the most reward.
Yeah, especially with especially with the change in rules with the defenseless receiver, which I agree with. You know, those guys, some of those guys got murdered going across the field. There's definitely that.
But
I think now,
today's league,
yeah,
it is different.
And I think now, growing up, a lot of these kids, it's similar to the AAU basketball, where these kids are picked from like the time they're 10 years old, and they're playing basketball. They're traveling together. Like Donovan Mitchell played with Tatum, and Jaylen Brown played AAU together before college. And it's all 7-on-7. So it's just wide receivers galore. So you're just catching balls left and right, left and right, left and right, and then you get college, same thing. You're playing against chemistry majors, you're crushing it, and then you get to the NFL. And also, what happens? Where do the best players go? To the worst teams by way of the draft.
Right.
So you're just gonna have to suck it up for a little bit, dude. Very rarely do you get drafted. Does it happen like the Texans? And if anything, the Texans are having a swap of a year. Like the year they're having this year should have happened last year, and vice versa.
Right. But it's a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody wants to be the number one draft pick, but nobody wants to play for the fucking team who got the number one draft.
Like have fun, Shador, on the Raiders or the Giants, but he'll probably like being in New York, is my guess.
Imagine, it would be interesting if he went to New York. The draft order, you guys are 4 right now in the draft order. Yeah. But I'm not sure who has first. Is it the Giants?
I think it's still the Jags. Oh, can you imagine? He's not going to Jacksonville.
Who?
Shador. Imagine going to Jacksonville.
They just locked up Lawrence.
Yeah,
no way.
Jacksonville Giants, Vegas, us.
So if you're, oh man, interesting, because I don't know how strong the quarterbacks are. There's also Cam Ward from, I believe, Miami. Yes, Cam Ward's the other guy. And the big name is the Colorado wide receiver / cornerback. I don't want the top pick, but I want a top pick because I want people to want Shador. Like I want them to trade. That's what I mean. Like, so if you're the Giants and you sit at number 2, right?
Yeah.
Behind Jacksonville, you're gonna be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to trade to make sure we get him because
Yep.
Jacksonville doesn't need a quarterback, but they know the value of that pick.
Yeah.
Somebody in the top 10 is going to trade to move up.
Yep.
And the Giants going to be like, we're going to have to trade all this to move up one fucking spot. Unless there's some other deal where you're like, all right, you take Shador, we'll take the guy you want, and then we'll do some compensation after the fact.
Yeah. And you saw in this past year, teams will reach. Teams will reach for that quarterback. They absolutely will.
In today's league, the way it is now, yes.
And some teams are just better suited for, like, Bo Nix had another good game, but that team I feel like he's asked to do the least of all those rookie quarterbacks who came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though, whatever happens with that. But from Malik, somebody's got to rein him in. And you should. I know you're a rookie, but you also should know better because you look at the guys who have mouthed off before you. If you're pissed off, say it internally. Why are you giving it to the media? Why give it to the media? Yeah. It's like these guys have some sort of following, so even if they didn't give it to the media, they're fucking tweeting, they're doing Instagram Live, they're doing fucking Antonio Pierce, and they're looking at thoughts. That's the biggest fucking MOJO conspiracy theory is Antonio Pierce just follows Instagram thoughts.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
We took one piece of
it's
one piece and we just ran with it and made it our own.
You don't like those posts. I know how the algorithm works.
Okay.
We all know.
We get it.
We know.
We get it. But yeah, I don't like that coming from my wife. Again, maybe Terry is like the exception, but I can't imagine Terry would never say this.
And there was another Giants player out there who said essentially like it's not Jones's fault, it's all of our collective fault and stuff. And he said it the right way. But
if you're 2-9,
there's
a lot of blame to go around.
Yeah.
And speaking of blame to go around, the 10.5 point spread for Washington at home against Dallas was all for naught. 34-26.
We did say we wouldn't take that.
Absolutely not. The wildest 5 minutes to end a game you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And when I texted you, you weren't home, so I don't think you even saw any of this.
I did not see any of it. I came back into the room and someone said, "Oh, this happened, and that happened, and this happened," and then I watched the last Hail Mary, and that was it.
So what I'm going to say, I'll start from the beginning of this game.
I caught up. Like, I watched it and saw everything happen, yeah.
But Dallas gave us every opportunity to win this game. it was whether it was penalties or turnovers, they missed 2 field goals. They had 1 block. They missed another one. They were giving us every opportunity, and we only could get 3 points. And then right before half, they tied it. So it was like Washington had every opportunity. Their defense actually did, again, same thing as the Philly game. Mm-hmm. They played mostly well until the fourth quarter because they were fucking tired. Yeah. They were on the field too long, and your offense is doing nothing. Mm-hmm. They scored 3 points in the first half against a team like the Cowboys who had no Dak. Yeah. They had no Cooks. They had no Parsons. They had no Zach Martin, and they won. So even in a year like this, we still found a way to lose. But the biggest thing was Washington scores, 2-point conversion, they kick it off. And it was a fumble. He muffed it, right?
Yeah, I saw this. I did.
He goes backwards, picks it up, and boop, gone. I was like, there's no way that just happened. There's just no way that just fucking happened. Washington gets the ball inside the fucking 5, right? You saw the play, right? Mm-hmm. Jaden throws a pass to Terry. He goes untouched, 86 yards with less than 30 seconds left in this game.
Yeah.
It was, I believe it was 27-26 at this point because they had just scored.
Yep, and the eternal question comes up again.
This goes back to the Philly game last year on an 86-yard drive where they're riding high. So this is not just analytics, it's also momentum. So you just scored on a kickoff return, right? Yeah, we're going to win, blah, blah, blah. Then you let up a big 86-yard play, untouched, with less than 30 seconds left. You are at the 2-yard line. There is, I will die and be buried on the fucking hill that you don't have a better shot to win that game than being on the 2 off of a giant play like that and a big botch on their defense. And the drive before that, Jaden snuck it in for a 2-point conversion. So they just converted one on the drive before that.
Yep.
The kicker was injured coming into this game because he missed last game.
I did not know this part.
He missed the last 2. Worse. Yeah. Missed the last 2 games. Yep. So he's still not 100%, so he probably didn't get all the practice kicks. He missed a field goal. He missed an extra point already.
Yep.
In this scenario, there was no better example to go for it on 2 because they kick the extra point. Immediately, I was yelling. I lost my voice yesterday, screaming at the fucking TV because immediately when they scored that touchdown, Quinn's going like this.
Yeah.
1-1-1 the whole time. 1-1-1. And they missed the extra point.
You knew it.
Now, and I brought up what you said yesterday. The psychological aspect of an extra point or a field goal from the same distance is very different because it's all mental.
Yep.
And he fucking missed it.
Yep.
So if I'm the coach, I would rather go for it on 2 to win the game because what do? If he makes it, most likely, right, unless barring a huge Hail Mary or whatever, most likely you're going to overtime. Your defense is already burnt. Mm-hmm. So you want to go to overtime with the new overtime rules where unless you score a touchdown, you both get a shot.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So why would you want to play out another fucking potential 10-minute scenario when you could win it right there? You're on the 2. Win the game.
Yeah.
Win the game.
Yeah.
It was funny we were talking about it. The sports junkies, sorry, I love you guys, but 2 of them were like, I never would have. 2 didn't cross my mind. I wouldn't even. No, you go for 1 in that scenario. No, you absolutely not. You play to win You play to win the game.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. And it burned us earlier this year. It burned you last year. It burned you again. The Bengals went for it, didn't get it a few weeks ago, but in my opinion, they didn't go to the best player on the team, this guy right here, and it burned them. And but again, mathematically speaking, if you're gonna be like a nerd, if you're gonna bring the nerds into it, and the analytics, what do the analytics say? I don't know if they take momentum into it. But like that game,
they probably don't because it's hard to measure momentum.
But there's also such a thing as like that game was so wild. You saw 2 plays that were probably like 1% possibility. Yeah. In my brain, that's something weird is going to happen. It are two weird things, or you can feel it. Like when you were saying go for two, I bet you could feel in your bones that something wrong was going to happen on that one.
Yes, absolutely.
You could feel
absolutely.
it. You feel it. You felt it. Mm-hmm. You felt it. And
because he had already missed one. Yeah. And he missed a field goal.
And at Gillette, we just saw an extra point get blocked.
Yes.
We literally just saw it with our own eyes. Mm-hmm. Not even on TV, in person.
You can't have a team more on the ropes.
Yeah.
Because really what Quinn said in the post game, which I completely disagree with, he goes, well, I was trying to – I didn't consider two because I was trying to get the team, like, back into it. Like, he's trying to, lollygag them back in to be like, hey, see, guys, we're tied. We're going to go to overtime. That's all we – he was like, we only need one stop. You couldn't even get a stop.
Yeah.
You have the chance to win the game on the two.
So here's, mathematically speaking, I don't know what the chances are, but I feel like they're pretty high of getting a 2-point conversion. That has to be better than 50%, right?
We had just converted one on the drive before that.
I have to know in the NFL, even since the 2-point conversion existed in the early 90s, whatever it was, what the percentage is. Because if you go to overtime, percentages are at minimum 50-50.
Minimum.
Just to get the ball.
But these are the other factors that it is difficult to measure, right? It wasn't like they just strategically drove down the field. It was a bomb. They were already like, what the fuck? Because Terry was gone and he went untouched. That's number one. Number two, it's a division game. Mm-hmm. Number three, wild shit had already happened. Number four, you're on the road. Number five, you know that they just had a Hail Mary a few weeks ago, miracle touchdown to win the game.
Yeah.
You know the lore around that.
Yeah.
They were on the ropes and you were on the two and you were soft.
And to be honest, they are, and I hate to say that, but the Commanders are kind of on the ropes themselves. Like their season is close to teetering. Without that Hail Mary, that's 4 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Like now is the time to regalvanize and go for it. Put it on you. If
I'm the coach and I go for two and I fail there, I gave my team the best chance to win the game because it's like a moral victory to say, oh, we tied, we went to we lost in overtime. Yeah. No, I want to lose on the two. I want to risk it all and lose on the two because to me that is the best chance for us to win that game.
And a few weeks ago when that happened to the Patriots, and again, that crazy last play of the game happened, I knew in my heart of hearts going to overtime, I was like, we are not going to get the ball. We are not going to score a touchdown. Right. It's just not going to happen. Right. I knew it. And why didn't the head coach know that? Maybe he believes in his boys, but come on. We've been following him all year. You know.
I'm surprised that a guy like Quinn wouldn't be ballsy enough to just be like, bury him.
Yeah.
Especially, add that into it. He was the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys last year.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
And he's the head coach, and he's across from you. And I would bury that defense.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for two.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're playing so soft. To your point, we lost 2 in a row. You're staring down the barrel at 3-0.
Yeah.
3 in a row, sorry. Yeah. Go for it. Win the game. And I honestly think they could have maybe not. Maybe they would have lost. I would have been better.
Just put it in the hands of your best player.
And your best player is his number 5.
Yeah. Don't put it in the foot of your kicker who already missed 2. I didn't even know that. I thought he had a good game. That's even worse. That's even worse.
And all that tells me is, again, with all the details that I just gave you because you didn't watch the game, right? That tells me he would never go for it in that scenario because I can't think of a more perfect scenario to go for it.
And you know that kickers are strange creatures where they get in their own heads. They get in their own heads 100%. Chad Ryland, who couldn't hit a field, he missed a 20-yard against the Giants. That everyone jokingly call him the tank commander because he missed that field goal against the Giants, and that's why we got Drake.
Yeah.
But now he's perfect for the Cardinals. I think he just 1 field goal. He's like 19 for 20.
Yeah.
These guys, they just get in their own heads, and they can't kick their way out of a paper bag. So, not great. Dan Quinn, he was the head coach of the Falcons who did not step on the throat of the Patriots and let them get back into it.
And the thing is, too, what I hate about that is he could have made that kick, and then you go to overtime and lose anyway.
Yeah.
Put it on the line right there. Because then if you convert the 2-point conversion, then you tell your defense 1 stop. And then it's like That's it.
Yeah.
Because if you go to overtime, it might be more than one stop.
Yeah.
And you can't keep doing that because your offense didn't turn it on until 5 minutes left in the game. I don't know what was going on. But the other thing is, Robinson, like the first play, he got rolled up on. He went back in, then he was out the rest of the game. Ankle. Eckler on the last kickoff, that did not look good.
Yeah.
He went down immediately. He was out cold, concussion, so he's out. Robinson hurt again, so you don't know if he's playing. So that's your 2 running backs right there are not playing next week.
Yep.
And now you're staring down the barrel of fucking 4 in a row. Your season is on the line here.
Yeah.
I'm used to it because, again, 7-1 in 96, they missed the playoffs. And some of it is you need to, temper your expectations. I think because they were 7-2 and the offense was going crazy. It's a first year with the GM, the coaches, Jaden. This is all new, right? So if we lost out, it would be a bummer. But 7-10 is better than 4-13. And I think projected and predicted them to be 7-10. So if they went 7-10 on a lose out, it's bad because you started 7-2. But you got to look at the grand scheme here.
Yeah, and also
relax, everybody. Relax.
It literally just happened to the Jaguars last year, so it's not like it's unheard of.
Right.
Also, the quick note on this game: the guy who returned the onside kick for a touchdown, I would be benching him next week because Neal
should have,
because you guys could have had that Hail Mary. Again.
Yeah,
it could have happened.
Right? They were kind of saying that too. They're like, why did you score? Yeah. But also, Washington. How do you let him run through you like that?
That's fair.
It was a bad kick, and Reeves knows better. He was
fair.
He's good enough to know that, not to let that run through. But
I will say, in fantasy, Jalen Daniels had the great he went from 2 points to 30 in a blink.
Yeah, in 5 minutes because they started stretching the field again. Even with that though, I don't understand
where was
why.
This all game? Where was this all game?
It was the play calling that. You weren't really extending the field like this. And even in that prevent, Dallas wasn't, they rushed 3 on that play, but they weren't like super far back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on. I think they have enough talent to be able to be more competitive. But again, this is the first year. They can only overturn the roster so much. But secondary had a big miscommunication. Tight end wide open over the middle because somebody... the safety, one free safety bit to go double Lamb, no communication. So Jeremy Chinn's running, nobody's behind him to pick him up, wide open, touchdown.
Yeah,
miscommunication, bad penalties. It was the sloppiest game I've seen us play. And again, we still had a shot. So I mean, I think if you clean up a lot of these things, these sloppy games against Pittsburgh and Philly and Dallas next year, those are wins, potentially.
Right. Yep.
And Terry had a good game, 5 catches, 102 yards, 1 touchdown.
Love you, Terry.
It was really that one catch for 86 yards that put him over the edge.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. Chiefs over the Panthers, 30-27. They were up. What were they up by? They were up huge. They were up pretty big. And all of a sudden, I look, I go, it's 27-27.
Yep.
And it comes down to the end.
Yep. I said last week, I could see this being. I picked the Chiefs, but I did say I could see this being a game. It's like, you lost your one. Now it seems silly, but in the NFL, you can't take anyone for granted. You can't look past anyone, and it's not a good look for the Chiefs when they're barely scraping by the Panthers. I will say that.
No, Mahomes 27-37, 269, 3 touchdowns. He did say that he doesn't want these nail biting games. But again, even what we said about Philly last year was. They've had games where they've kind of blown teams up, but for the most part, they really.
I feel like they could have 4 losses.
Yeah, they really were kind of just doing enough to win, which that's all you can ask for. But at some point,
you're gonna get bit.
You're gonna get bit because Philly got bit last year doing shit like that.
Yeah. Yep.
The difference is the Chiefs have won Super Bowls recently, so I think they are ready for the. It's like the load management, the 08 Celtics load management.
For them, especially because, they have the division locked up, but they got to be careful. They're going to lose the 1 seed, which is a tricky one.
Yes, sir. I think I was thinking of the 2010 Celtics load management, not 2008. Yeah, there was no load management there. It was on all-out blitz. Good thing I didn't wager on this one. 32-27, the Titans over the Texans at Houston. Nope, you didn't bet because you were a puss.
You weren't Patriots.
Nope, you said, I'm not betting nothing.
You want to wear this jersey?
I'm not doing it.
You want to wear this jersey?
I said, let's make it interesting because, and it was a close game. It was a good game.
Called it.
You did. You called it.
It
took the Titans. So I did so bad this week.
I mean, it's not really fair because you have said on this program you will never pick the Titans ever again.
But I wouldn't have picked them in this game anyway. I just wouldn't have.
Something smells in Houston.
But I mean, they're still 7-5. Mm-hmm. Are they on the outs right now? Or are they?
No, I think they're leading that division.
They're leading their division.
Yeah, they're the 4 seed. They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna win that division, but it's not looking good for them.
Well, here's what I'll say. They have dropped 3 of their last 4. I'll give you. They had a close game with the Lions. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the shit out of the Cowboys. But losing to the Jets on a Thursday night, not great because the Jets can't beat anybody.
Yeah.
Losing to the Lions in a close game, okay, fine. But then it's like, how many of these things how many passes am I going to give you? Because it's rare that you go 6-0 in your division.
Yep.
I don't care how good you are. It's rare.
Yes.
True. So I can say, if you were at Tennessee losing that game, but you have to finish at Tennessee. So now, you're like, I don't know.
Watch them blow them out.
I know.
I'll probably pick the Texans in that game, honestly. Although the last week of the season is going to be tough because where teams stand and playoffs and stuff like that. Benches get cleared. Yeah. I don't know.
William Levi Jeans IV pulled it out. 2 touchdowns, 278.
Good for him. Old Houston.
And if you look at the schedule, and I said I'm not picking them, I definitely ain't picking them next week.
Oh, I haven't seen.
You'll know why. All right, moving on. The Broncos over the Raiders, 29-19. I don't know if this was me just being, like, not believing in Denver. And I said, the Raiders. But the Raiders putting up 19 points. I feel like that's been their average, is somewhere between 12 and 19. Like, they don't score 20 ever.
No. And they lost, what's his name? He's out for the season.
Minshew, yeah, collarbone.
Yeah.
Yep. They're in a tank for the. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think they're trying to tank. Jacoby had a good game.
It's between them and the Giants.
The Giants.
For Shador, that's what it's going to be all
and
about.
And if it's not Shador, maybe people like that Cam Ward better.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't know.
You'll see it where this guy is like, oh, he's going to be a late first rounder, early second rounder, and then the draft creeps up, and boom, he just flies up the draft boards.
Because somebody's going to be desperate for a quarterback.
Yeah.
But,
I love Sutton. He had a good game, 2 touchdowns.
I always thought he was better than Judy.
Me too.
Before they get rid of Judy.
And he's crushing it. He may have saved my fantasy season with his performance.
You should get a jersey.
If I win the whole thing.
No, you get a Jaden jersey if you win.
That's true. Well, I guess it depends what the playoffs look like. I mean, Jaden, he has really saved my season. That 40 burger is going to screw me, but a few weeks ago I lost by 3, which really sealed my fate. But Jaden has been amazing. Love him. He's my keeper for next year.
And Bo Nix was the exception to my rule of throwing it over 40. You either lose or you win a close one. 25-42, 272.
Still seems a little excessive, but I don't know.
Yeah, percentage-wise, it's not fantastic, but he had a good game. They're 7-5. They have the 7th seed.
Good for the league. Good for the league.
It is. It's good for the league when these young guys are playing well.
Yeah,
it just is. We need a new crop of quarterbacks to play well.
100%.
Packers over the Niners, 38-10 in Lambeau.
49ers are toast. They're toast.
I know they're
last place.
Screwed, blued, and tattooed. You came over on Saturday, and I jokingly was semi-serious. Can I change my pick? Because the day after we recorded was the day they practiced, and then all of a sudden, Purdy and Bosa were out, and I was like, they have no shot to go to Lambeau. And with Purdy, I'm fine with that.
I also half-jokingly said no, but in reality, it's like, hell yeah, if you really think...
I know, but it's at the same time, it's like, we make our picks, because John and Alex make picks every week, too.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it. So, and I was on the phone with them, and I said, I picked the Raiders, and Alex is a Raiders fan, and he laughed. He goes, you're going to learn. And I was like, I don't know. I have a feeling like I'm not sold on Denver. So John also picked the Raiders. And I go, what's your record for the season? And they were like 105 and then 109 wins and then whatever the losses were. And I was like, well, that's decently better than us. But the caveat is that was at like 12:30 on Sunday.
Yeah. Yep.
We're making picks on Mondays or Thursdays or Wednesday.
Right.
And we don't amend them.
Right.
And we could have, but then it's like
course. We put it on the books. We put it out there. I could be making picks all day, left and right, and front and center on Sunday at 12:30, and my numbers look good too. Now I know they're people of honor. However,
but again, and it's if we weren't doing this show, or if we did the show right before kickoff, then our picks would be different. Right. Because the perfect example, I would have never picked the Niners had I known Purdy was going to be out, which he was out the following day.
And there are some days too where I'm looking, we've said it while we're doing it. We're looking at picks, and I'm like, I'm picking all the favorites. You gotta throw some in there.
You throw some in there because there's going to be upsets, and there was plenty this week.
Yep. So it's
you got to gamble, and then there's times where right before or the day of, you're like, I actually feel like I would pick just out of a hunch. You'd be like, I don't know.
And I'm also a product of I'm a homer, so I've been picking the Patriots when I probably shouldn't. Yeah, but although the Bears pick was a good one, but the rest of them those weren't good picks. They weren't good.
No, and I picked. That's the other thing. If you look in 12 games, I have not picked against Washington once. So if I was going to take it more seriously, to your point, I probably wouldn't have picked them against.
I probably shouldn't have picked them against the Eagles on Thursday Night Football.
The Thursday night game, because they had just come off a loss.
Yeah.
I picked them against Pittsburgh, and they should have won.
Fair. That's
but
fair.
On a Thursday night, on a short game, another playoff team, I probably wouldn't have picked them. But it is what it is. So I will say that our records, given our scenario, are pretty fucking good.
Oh, sure.
This week, not so much.
And those 105s, 109s are better than the professional Patriot Unfiltered guys when they pick. So looking sideways.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just give me a little bit of
if I was making picks at 12:59,
get a little side eye.
I would, I feel like I'd have a better record. But that's okay. Whatever.
Right.
We don't judge. We just make our picks early. I mean, the latest we make our picks is Thursday night.
Right.
That's still Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. So obviously you can see what happens. A starting quarterback and your number one fucking defensive guy is out the next day.
And I know we've talked about it a few times too, where we come back to the picks, we talk about the week after, and sometimes I say, "What was I thinking?"
Yeah, you say that.
What was I thinking?
What the fuck was I thinking for
I
that
picked
game?
The Jaguars? Like what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's a common theme from last year. I picked the Jaguars.
Yeah. So good times. We also those for me anyway, week 2, 3, and 4 when I went 6-10 3 weeks in a row, fucking awful. I haven't been outside of those 3 weeks. I have not been under 500. So
well, we were talking about it. Usually the first couple weeks, and then you kind of figure it out. But now with the extra game, but also this year was funny. It took like an extra week to figure out. Our first 3 to 4 weeks, I think I was 500 after 4 or 5 weeks.
I was well under. I was 10-6, then I went 6-10, 6-10, 6-10, and then I haven't been under 500 since. So.
Thank God. Yeah, we're well ahead now. We really have to bottom out to fuck that up.
Exactly. We're doing great.
Seahawks over the Cardinals, 16-6. Didn't see much from this game. They were showing highlights, and my cousin was sitting next to me, and he goes, I just saw the little kid running like he stole something. And you know what it is? It's not just him running, it's him holding the ball.
Yeah, it's like he's holding his mom's purse.
Like he scampers and is like he's little and you see his little legs, but when he's holding something,
his legs are forward, but his body's back.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. I got it out of my head.
Oh, you gotta know. You ruined that for me, but in a good way because it's just so funny to me.
Now I expected a Seahawks win. I did not expect it. I didn't expect this score, although maybe I should have because again, divisional. You see this a lot.
I think they're technically in first place now. Are they not?
They are.
The Seahawks.
That division is hilarious because it's 6-5, 6-5, 5-6, 5-6. So that'll be a.
If you win, you're in.
Yeah, you better win that division.
And that's it.
Yeah. So it's going to be a race to the finish for that division. They just beat up on each other.
Yep.
Last week of the season might be a division winner. They'll probably get flexed into like Sunday Night Football or something.
Yep. Sunday night game, the Eagles over the Rams 37-20. I picked the Rams. I picked the Eagles, but I hope the Rams won, obviously. Yeah. They didn't, and you weren't impressed with their performance against New England outside of that 11 minutes.
11 minutes from hell, yeah. That didn't impress me much, and that's why I took the Eagles. And then, like I said, I bet on them early, and right before the game started, and it was fine. It was a fine game. But
whatever.
Barkley.
Yao Ming, dude. Yeah. 26 carries, 255, 2 touchdowns, and he is putting himself in the position.
I hope so.
For MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
255
it's
yards.
hard to fucking argue.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue.
Yeah.
And again, I think that, not that their running game has ever been, like, terrible, but a guy like Barkley, plug him into Philly.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, it's the Derrick Henry of Baltimore.
You just make me sad. It makes me sad about, like, all that time he wasted with the Giants.
And they did him dirty.
Yeah.
And now he's in the division, and he's killing you.
Yeah. It's funny because the Giants were on Hard Knocks, one of the versions, and they were talking about, like, what should we do? And one of the guys, not the GM, wanted to keep Barkley because he's going to go to a division rival and with an offensive line and run roughshod. He was right. Mm-hmm. The GM's son wanted them to trade up for Jaden Daniels, and he was right.
Yep.
So it's just tough. But Eagles are getting it together.
7 in a row.
Better than last year, that's for sure. So
they were 2-2, and they have reeled off 7 wins in a row, and they have a good matchup coming up.
Oh, nice. Then they're not winning like they were last year. They're winning decisively.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. So Sirianni, maybe he's safe.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought it was looking pretty rough for him.
Yeah.
And maybe he's safe. Who knows?
Yeah. Bye week teams were the Falcons, Bills, Bengals, Saints, Jets, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Would you like another brew before we go into the corner?
No, I'm good.
Loser.
Thank you. Okay, fantasy. I'll do my money league first before we get into Cheese's league. I am pretty decisively winning that game by about 40 or 50, so I'm going to win it out. Like I said, Jaden had a great game. Stevenson sucked again, but the rest of my team, Sutton included, nailed it. Laporta, tight end, not great in the Texans defense. Even though they lost the game, they allowed 30 points. They had a touch. That's the other thing about that Tennessee Texans game. The Texans defense had a touchdown in that game, so it wasn't even.
Yes.
And one thing, I did pick up Schoonmaker from the backup tight end for the Cowboys, who did have a touchdown. I didn't play him, but Laporta is really driving me nuts because he's not doing anything. And I haven't looked at Cheese's league, but I'm going to look right now. So it's Monday, so the week's not over.
Right. Let's see how my fantasy team did, at least in the Cheese League. The other league, I pretty much gave up because
that other league, my money league, I'm fighting for my life. I started really slow between Tyreek playing like crap because Tua's her injury, me playing Dak when I should have played Jaden. I started too slow. I scored 40 points one week. I'm gonna lose in Cheese's league. God damn it, I'm effed in that league. I'm playing Laura, who's a freaking wagon in that league.
I'm on the outside looking in for the playoffs in that league. I have Lamar playing. He's got me 2 yards already, 1.68. So, but I am projected to win. I have a 99% projection to win over Jess. It was 208. I need this, but I also needed help. I needed either Lauren or Cheese or both to lose, and they both won.
After my mistake last week, I don't even want to make the playoffs. I don't deserve it.
I know. I feel like it's going to be a tough go. And so yesterday, Mel goes, should I put Waddle in? And I was like, yeah, well, hold on, let me look. So I go just to look, and I go, yeah, I would play Waddle. Because I put on Roshan Johnson from the Bears. I go, I'd put Waddle in. And then she texted me at one point, and she goes, 20-something points on my bench. And I said, but I go, you're welcome for Tua. And she goes, all right, we'll call it even. I go, I told you to play Waddle. What are you talking about? Tua got her 41 points. He had 4 touchdowns.
Our defense is real bad.
It's real bad.
Our
And
defense
you
is
had
bad.
Waddle. You could have Waddle and Tua, but she would have lost anyway.
And it's funny
they
because
put up 233 points.
Tyreek didn't do anything amazing, but they didn't need him to do anything because the rest of their team just crapped all over us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that is your fantasy corner.
Yep. That was nice.
Corner. Do you have a hot take?
I do.
Let's hear it.
According to Jessica, she's been thinking very hard about this. I think she's struggling every week coming up with one of these.
What was last week's though? Just
Aaron Rodgers is done career-wise, not just
not just
Jets-wise.
Honestly, at this point,
she made that call before the reports. I don't think she read the Woody Johnson one, but
no, because it started getting bad over the weekend.
Now they're talking about the cutting and stuff like that. Yeah. But he wants to play somewhere else, but I don't think he's gonna.
Who's gonna take the chance on him?
Yeah, exactly. Philadelphia might be the best team in the league. We just talked about them.
I mean, I think people consider them to be a good team in the league, but I think when you're talking about the best team, I think people are either talking about the Chiefs or the Bills or the Lions.
Now,
so
I gotta say, Jessica, your hot takes are now competing against one another because a few weeks ago you said the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl. Although I guess it's a little bit different.
No, yeah, she just said that they're the best team in the league.
Yeah.
But sometimes the best teams don't win.
That's true.
Look at you guys, twice.
Don't I know it?
Sometimes they don't win.
It actually reminds me too. So, 2011, the Patriots. That defense was terrible. Like they were statistically the 32nd ranked defense in the league because I know it's based off of yards. That's what they do. They're terrible defense, but they got turnovers. This team doesn't even do that. They can't do anything.
That's the tough part.
Yeah,
that's the tough part. There.
Yep, but you're right. The best team does not always win. But watch out for them Eagles. I might have to start taking them.
7 in a row.
One thing I've been noticing in the gambling world. Is that like you can go on? There's some teams that get hot and you ride them until the wheels fall off.
Right.
And the Eagles might be that team right now.
And they're not giving you any reason to not pick them.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially in this game, you'll see it coming up. They are playing Baltimore this week. And what the fuck did I say? I said I want to pick the Chargers, but the Ravens need this.
Yep. Oh, he dropped it. You bum. You're a bum.
I'm surprised there was no PI call there.
Oh, my God. It literally went through the wickets.
The Ravens are down 10-0 right now in the second quarter on the road. But I said the reason I think I'm going to pick the Ravens is because they need this game. Yeah. If they lose this, they go to what, 7-6, 7-5, 7-5.
That's a brave throw.
It's right in there, though. He dropped it right in there. I thought it was a little over the chest, though, with the defense, but maybe it's just handsy.
Now, part of me picks the Ravens because they're my Super Bowl pick. I have to stand by them.
Right. No, I get it.
And they usually are pretty good at bouncing back from a loss.
Listen, even on a throw like this is where Washington goes too far. You don't need to go 20 yards. Yeah. You just need to go just enough. Yep. Right there. Boom. Yep. There you go. Got it.
Oh, he caught it. Ooh, he almost dropped that.
He really
almost dropped that. Oh, Mark Andrews.
So anyway, that's your hot take.
Yeah.
There's one for picks. There it is. See, I knew it. I knew it.
How did we do last week? Or this week? Oh. That's still continuing on. I had my best week yet. Oh, second best week because I did go 12-2 week 7. I have gone 10-2 so far.
I'm 7-5 with the Ravens. The best I could do is 8-5 this week. Not a good week. I think I was 4-1 at one point. I think the Cowboys, Titans, Raiders, Niners, those all fucked me.
Yep.
But, I think really only one of those.
I didn't know Brock Purdy was missing. Neither of us did when I took the Packers. I don't know why I took the Packers over the line. Oh, I think I was just like things are falling apart a little bit. With
and they were at home too.
Yeah.
But 7-5, I would have been 8-4 if I had modified my pick. But it is what it is. We play the honesty game here. So
for sure.
We'll see how
we're nothing if not honest.
Right. So we'll see how we do. We don't have totals yet because
we got one game left. Ravens are driving and they're about to score, but I think there might have been a legal formation. Yep, there was.
Son of a.
So I'm 108-70 at this moment in time. How do you? Was he too far back? That new little wrinkle that they're calling guys on.
You know what? That is coming up a lot. Came up yesterday.
Happened to us too.
Yeah, they are calling that more than that hip drop tackle.
Yeah,
they are calling that formation. Your head has to be at least at the hip, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know.
Was that the play?
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't see it though. If that's what they call it,
there was one thing that was, and I downloaded Reddit for like 2 minutes when I was looking into some of this stuff, and like learning more about the YouTubes or whatever. And I saw a quick thing about the Patriots where Gerard Mayo said, once the guys leave the sideline, we can coach as much as we can. And he's talking about the pre-snap penalties, off the false starts, stuff like that. He's like, once they leave the sideline, there's not so much you can do. And he just meant like, we've told them the snap count. They know everything.
Right.
I can't stop them.
The mistake is on the player.
And people were like, what are they talking about? Why is he saying that? He's an idiot. I'm like, it's true.
Well, he's basically just saying that there's coaching mistakes.
Yeah.
And there's player mistakes.
Right. Like,
and that's a player mistake.
You're in the NFL. Know the snap count. I played Pee Wee football. I knew the snap count. Know the snap count. He's got your touchdown. Yeah. Like, holy shit. He's so true. And these people just complain about everything. What are you talking about?
Well, the comments are ridiculous. Even even in the Washington one yesterday, I just like to check, fire everyone. They suck. Now, granted, in years past, we were angry with the Ron era and the Gruden era, and I understand, but it's like, I'm mad. There's enough blame to go around. The secondary, the defense, the penalties, the offense, the coach not going for two. Plenty of blame to go around. Everybody, relax.
Yeah, just chill.
Relax, okay? Relax.
Chill out. Chill out.
3 in a row. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but
no.
You also need to, and this is a life lesson here. In life, you need to roll with the punches. If you're gonna roll over and die at 7-5, then don't even bother playing.
Right. Seriously, just be happy that you're watching competitive football.
That matters in December. We haven't been in this scenario being, other than 2020, we were 7-9 in one division
in the hunt.
Right,
I got you.
A winning team. We haven't had a winning record in fuck knows how long.
Oh man! All right, so that was week 12. Now we're entering week 13.
The Thanksgiving games.
That's right. Week 13. Okay. So, first game on the docket, Thursday, November 28th, Thanksgiving Day at 12:30. Remember to set your lineups for a 12:30 p.m. game on CBS.
No excuses. Play like a champ.
That's right. We have the 4-7 Bears traveling to the 10-1 Lions. The Lions are 11-point favorites. A little rich for my blood, even though, like I said, they've been covering these big spreads every week. Definitely taking the Lions. It's the first time I can remember in a while where their Thanksgiving games are not. They lost Thanksgiving last year to the Packers, by the way. I remember that. Yeah. But it's the first time I'm not like, oh, man, here we go. The Lions are on TV. Great.
Yeah.
A shitty game.
So. I don't know if they're going to I don't know if they're going to woo people. I think it's just going to be a pretty easy victory, though.
Yeah.
But they might cover, because that spread looks like a lot. But if it was a 27-16 game, it doesn't look that bad.
Yep.
I think it's probably gonna be something like that.
I might do a 3-team parlay on these games, these Thursday games, just for funsies. Like, have something in for all games. I do think I'm gonna take I think I will take the Lions to cover.
Fair enough.
4:30 on Fox. We got the 2-9 New York Football Giants traveling to the 4-7 Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are 4-point favorites. The Cowboys will win, and the Cowboys will cover.
Yes.
That might be my money pick, honestly. It's another early one, but lock it in.
You did say it earlier.
And it's because the reason I was thinking this is because, like you said, the Giants are just their towel's been thrown in. They want Shedeur.
And you know what you could say is, as sloppy as Dallas played for the majority of the Washington game, they were in it enough and were trying to win. And they did win.
Yeah.
You're not seeing that from the Giants and the moves that they're making. And people are saying, like, you could argue, all right, throw Trey Lance in, but Cooper Rush, which I didn't realize he's been in the system that long. He's been with the Cowboys for 7 years.
Yeah.
So
he's a decent backup. He can hold your head above water. He did last year.
Yeah,
Dak went down.
So
yeah.
They'll get their first home win, especially on Thanksgiving. That's their game.
At least the Cowboys, in my opinion, have an identity. It's a fraud identity, but they have one. The Giants have literally nothing.
They have nothing. They're the worst team in the league right now.
Ticket prices are as low as $28, so get in while they're hot.
Bring your sunglasses.
Actually, that's a 4:30 kickoff. So yeah, you're right. I was gonna think if they're the 12:30 kickoff, then it wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, they're gonna get it. They are gonna get it. And then 8:20 p.m. we have on NBC, Peacock, Universo. We have the 5 and 6 Miami Dolphins, winners of 3 straight, traveling to the 8 and 3 Green Bay Packers, who just smoked the 49ers. Packers are 3-point favorites.
Now, this is where logic would tell you to take Green Bay.
Yep.
And I am going to not.
This is not a logical show.
This is illogical.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Dolphins. Now, the reason why that's
I think I was going to take them too.
Not logical is because it's at Green Bay. It's cold. It's starting to get cold.
Oh.
2 on the road. Miami doesn't typically play well in colder climates, but they need to win. And I think this is a close game, but the Dolphins squeak it out.
I was going to pick the Dolphins, but you literally just convinced me not to.
Because logic would tell you not to. I'm just being honest. It would tell you not to.
Yep.
I'm trying to ride the wave of the Dolphins. But again, everything would point towards the Packers.
All I can remember is the game, Tua's game against the Chiefs or the Bills, whoever it was, at the end of last year. And then they played him again the next week, and it was just cold and colder, and he couldn't sustain it.
The thing is, I don't know how cold it's going to be. What does it say right now?
I was just about to Google that.
Oh, 27 degrees. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, pretty cold.
Pretty fucking cold. So, again, logic would tell you to take the Packers.
And I'm a logical person, but the show is not logical.
The show in general is not logical.
But I want the Dolphins to lose.
Sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
But also, the Dolphins are playing for their football lives.
That's true. That's true.
They have more at stake here because, Green Bay, they are in the playoffs. They're at the 6th seed right now, which is funny. That whole division, it's 10-1, 9-2, and 8-3.
Yep.
So I think the Dolphins are going to be hungrier.
Yep.
Climate-wise, don't take them.
Oh, there's AccuWeather. I didn't even see that. 27 degrees. Yep. We'll see. Okay. Then, that's right. We have the Black Friday football on Prime Video at 3 p.m. We have the 2-9 Las Vegas Raiders traveling to the 10-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are 13.5-point favorites.
Oh, my God.
This could be similar to the Christmas Day where the Raiders beat the Chiefs, but probably not.
Listen, our boy Minshew is out for the year. The Raiders are going to get dealt with.
What's his name? Aiden O'Connell.
They're going to get dealt with easily in this game.
Yep.
I don't know about 13.5. I would make it 20. The Chiefs need a blowout game, and this is where they might be able to say, you know what, division opponent, they suck.
Yep.
Let's pound them.
Yep. I was reading an article this weekend too. Someone saying how people were starting to regret not signing Jim Harbaugh as a head coach, and I'm like, this is new. Like, he's been good for a long time.
But like, who's regretting it?
It was like unnamed sources for different teams or whatever like that. My guess is like the Buccaneers or the Falcons or something.
It seemed as though he was going to the Chargers the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know if they make a bigger push or what.
But that seemed very likely. Nobody was surprised when they're like, oh, he's going to be the coach of the Chargers.
Yeah, everywhere he's gone, he's done well. Stanford, San Francisco, Michigan.
Yeah.
Where was it before Stanford? Was it Stanford 49ers?
Yeah.
There's anyone else in there. Yeah, so good on him. Okay. Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS. The 7-3, maybe soon to be 7-4 or 8-3 Chargers are traveling to the 6-5 Falcons. Chargers are 1.5-point favorites. We just talked about how some teams trend in the right direction, like the Philadelphia Eagles, and in my opinion, the Falcons are traveling in the wrong direction, so I'm going Chargers.
Don't forget Kirk's record against over 500 teams.
That's important.
I will take the Chargers here.
That's a good call. Good call. 1 o'clock, we have now this is hilarious.
Oh, I know.
8-3 Steelers traveling to the 4-7 Bengals. The Bengals are 3-point favorites.
You're going to laugh.
I better not.
Taking the Bengals.
This is the first place where we differ. I'm taking the Steelers.
I'm going to take the Bengals. Now, it is going to 1,649.234%.
Yep.
Hinge on Cincinnati's defense,
Mm-hmm.
which is a risk that I will take here.
I don't know if I've ever in my life seen a team with 4 more wins be the underdog, unless there's an injury to a starting quarterback.
Fair.
It's just, I know they're on the road, but it's still funny to me. They just beat the Ravens. Am I missing something?
But they just lost to the Browns. Maybe that's why.
That's fair, but the Bengals lost to the Patriots.
But I think because outside of them telling you how good they are playing very good offensively. They're putting up points, and I don't think the Steelers have that good of an offense.
Yeah,
but again, Cincy doesn't have a good defense, so I don't know. But you know what? Let's shake things up a bit. Give me the Bengals over the Steelers.
All right.
Stills.
1:00 on Fox. We got the 6-5 Cardinals traveling to the 9-2 Vikings. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites. I'm struggling with this one.
I'm not. Give me the Vikings.
I'm going to take the Cardinals to bounce back. I'm going to do it.
They're 2-3 on the road.
I'm going to do it.
The Vikings are 4-1 at home.
I don't trust Dummels.
I know you hate him, but he's 9-2. Honestly, look at his stats though: 2,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, 10 picks.
Don't trust him.
Listen, I do think they're fraudulent. But I think the Cardinals are like capital.
I can't tell the Cardinals because that division is such a muck fest. I don't know. But that one could blow up my face. I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a lot of close spreads.
Yeah, and this is another one where it's like I could just take the 9-2 fight. But you know what? The show would not be as fun.
No.
Okay.
We have to shake it up.
Exactly.
I mean, we're not really gambling all of our picks every week.
I'm not betting the entire slate here.
No.
Fun fact, I was gambling this weekend.
Oh my god.
And I was really stupid, and I gambled on UNC thinking it was the basketball team, but it was actually the football team. Best part is I actually won my bet.
Oh my god!
And
this is not feeding the habit. It was like correctly.
But it was $10. I was like, that was really stupid. So Rhode Island Sportsbook does they pre-make parlays sometimes. So I was like, I'll just throw $10 on that to win $800 every game but one hit.
I was gonna say the UNC debacle is the definition of rewarding bad behavior.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm still. It's funny. And now last year I only did NFL. This year I've been dabbling in other stuff. Not haven't been doing so hot, but I still have not gone under my $50 initial investment.
That's pretty good.
Which is what I will, if that happens, then I will. But I'm not putting more in until next football season.
That's fair.
That does happen. So
I got you.
But yeah. Anyway, that was my fun story. I probably should have paid attention because you can cash out when a certain amount of games hit.
Oh yeah,
you get a lesser, but you take the odds or whatever. But that was pretty funny. I looked the next day. I was like, oh yeah, what happened to that fucking Bama?
Wow.
Yeah. They just won. They got blown out too.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, moving on. 1:00 on CBS, which I'm excited for. We have a bit of a poop fest. We have the 5-7 Colts traveling to the 3-9 New England Patriots. Colts are 3-point favorites.
I disagree. I know your defense is bad, but I think New England wins a stinker.
Yeah,
21-18.
If there's one guy that our defense could probably play well against, it's Richardson or whatever his name is, AR.
Again, I do think it's a stink fest, but I think you guys are better.
And they have some wide receivers. They have Pierce and they have
Pittman,
but they're not like burners.
No.
So I feel like we could bracket them a little bit. So
I don't trust their offense, but
yeah.
I don't trust your defense, but a shaky offense and a bad defense, I mean, what is it really going to result in?
Our best game of the year was against the Bears, a shaky offense who had weapons, and it was a rookie quarterback. So, yeah, I'll take the Patriots. I'll take the old homer.
Yeah, go.
You talked me into it. All right, 1:00. We got the 6-5 on Fox. 6-5 Seahawks traveling to the 3-8 Jets. Seahawks are 2.5-point favorites. I think the Jets are just malarkey at this point. So go Hawks, go.
I'm going to take the Seahawks too. There's just too much negativity around the Jets, and I'm sure Rodgers is going to try like hell to fucking win this game and stick it up everybody's ass, but I don't think this year there's a more dysfunctional franchise.
Yeah.
If you can think of one, let me know. But I'm going to take the Seahawks. They are playing to win the division.
Yep.
So give me them Hawks.
Yeah. 1 o'clock on CBS. 3-8 Titans.
Now you know why I'm not taking
them. Traveling to the 7-5 Commanders. Commanders are 5.5-point favorites. I know what you're going to pick. I am going to pick the Commanders, but this might be the last time if they betray me again. Because now we're going on 4 weeks in a row.
I know. Hey, this is now Dallas should have been your bounce back game, but you know what? It's over. You lost. Move on. Mm-hmm. Let this be the game. Get a nice win. Go into the bye week.
Yep.
And then you can say, we're 8-5. We got to bye.
Yeah.
We know what we have to do to make the playoffs. Yep. We got to go on a little bit of a run here. You got time to recover. This is a good game for a team who needs a fucking bye week. We have a lot of people hurt.
And I think the Titans winning is going to help you guys because they're feeling themselves a little bit, and you come down a little. Bad teams come down from that. Good teams continue.
And their offense is their offense is not good. Now Dallas didn't have a good offense either, and really it was 2 kick returns for touchdowns.
Yeah.
Take those 14 points off.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'm not. Give me Washington.
Yeah, I agree. 1 o'clock on Fox, we have the Houston Texans traveling to the 2-9 Jaguars. The Texans are 5-point favorites.
Give me the Texans.
Yeah, I'm not picking Mac Jones. Sorry, dude. We'll always have that 7-game win streak.
And that is all
in
we will have.
2021.
He's going to be a free agent too.
Yeah. He'll bounce around from a backup forever.
Yep.
That'll be that. 4 o'clock on Fox, we have the 5-6 Rams traveling to the 4-7 Saints. The LAR are 3-point favorites.
Why is this the toughest game to pick? Because to your point, the Rams have not been. You're 5-6 and 4-7 in a dome. I'm going to take the Rams. But I'm going to take the Rams because I feel like between Stafford, Kupp, and Puka
in a dome,
you should win.
I'll take the Rams to win, but I'll take the Saints to cover. It's called hedging your bets.
Dun dun dun.
4:05. We have the 5-6 Buccaneers traveling to the 3-8 Panthers. The Buccaneers are 6-point favorites.
I'm gonna take the Bucs. Baker is having himself a year, even though they're 5-6. He's having himself a season. His boy Evans is back. The Panthers just blew their wad to try to beat the Super Bowl champions. I think the Bucs take this one.
Yeah, I agree. They just smacked the Giants. They beat up on bad. They're the new beat up on bad teams, and it's not their fault. They have, they're banged up and everything. So, but yeah, I'll definitely take the Bucs in this one. The Panthers showed some fight, which is good, and hopefully for their fans, that gives them a little confidence. I don't know if Bryce Young started that game against the Chiefs, but
I think he did.
It must have been nice to see them put up a fight.
Yes.
This next game is tough at 4:25 on CBS. We have the 9-2 Eagles traveling to the 7-4 Ravens. This is kind of a game I would like to pick after I watch the end of this game.
Again, you want to look at stats. Lamar is having himself a season too.
Yeah.
Now, this is a great matchup because they're not just both playoff teams. To me, they're mirror images of each other in different conferences because you get Derrick Henry, you get Barkley. I think they both elevated those teams to the same status. The difference is, in this season, the Ravens have been known to lose and botch a game because they are 7-4. If they don't pull this one out, they're 7-5.
Yep.
The home field advantage. But again, to your point, the Eagles are on a 7-game win streak.
5-1 away, 5-1 on the road for the Eagles, 4-1 at home for the Ravens. Oh my God, I have to call it like I sees it, and the Eagles have just been. There's no spread yet because the Ravens are still playing.
Correct.
There is one for the Chargers, and they're still playing.
Look at that.
He just flicks it, man. He just flicks it.
Oh,
holy shit!
And with the interference
What
call.
a catch!
Wow.
Wow.
All right, I'm sold. Give me the Ravens at home.
Damn. But look at Lamar just flick that ball.
I know. It's beautiful.
That was.
Because even the other one, he dropped it right in. Look, getting held.
Yep.
Right around. Yeah, it wasn't. It really wasn't that bad of interference. If that's what they're throwing the flag on, it wasn't.
Dare I say that was
a thing of beauty.
Sexual. Actually, just like contact.
Maybe, but like it wasn't. It was more incidental.
Well, you'll notice he threw the flag after he caught it. Maybe he wouldn't have thrown it if he.
I didn't see. They were handsy, but I didn't see anything overly bad.
It was that last piece right there where he went.
But his hand was just also there at the time the ball came in.
That is my least favorite. 8 plays, 93 yards. Holy shit! This is the Ravens. When they're on, they're on.
I know.
My least favorite play in the NFL or penalty is when the quarterback short arms it. The guy goes back for it and they get PI because the guy. It's not his fault. Right. It's not his fault.
Yep.
But I'm taking this sucks, but I'm taking the Eagles. Ravens have burned me a couple times.
It's the logical choice here because
Eagles are just playing so well. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I really don't. I'm really curious to see what that spread is. Probably 1.5 is my guess.
Right. But the Eagles, they're on a 7-game win streak. The Ravens have dropped some weird fucking games this year.
And the Eagles, I've picked against them, and they burn me. And the Ravens, I picked for them, and they burn me. So,
well, here's an interesting thing. I just want to look at their.
I'm curious how we're gonna do on Thursday because this is super Thursday night football.
So so they lost to the Chiefs in the opener. They lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Browns, and they lost to the Steelers. So, of their 4 losses, 2 were against playoff teams, and 2 were against bums.
Yeah. Always divisional though. You could always,
Well, actually, I mean, in their division,
Wait, who was it? The Chiefs, Steelers, and
Chiefs, Raiders.
The Raiders one was bad.
Browns and
that was bad.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, they have botched a couple games more frequently than the Eagles, and the Eagles are riding high. But I will take the home team there.
Yep.
Maybe because I'd rather them win than Philly, but
yeah, that's fair. And then the last game on Sunday, 8:20, NBC and Peacock. We have the 5-6 49ers playing for their football lives, traveling to the 9-2 Bills, who are 5-0 at home. Bills are 6.5-point favorites. I will take the Bills.
The Bills soon to be 10-2 and 6-0 at home.
Yep. And of all the teams in the AFC East, I dislike the Bills the
You
most.
dislike them the least.
The most.
Oh, you hate them the most?
No, I dislike them the least. Yeah, you got it. Like, I don't want the Jets to do well. I don't want Miami to do well. I don't want the Bills to do well. But if any one of them are going to do well, I'll take the Bills.
The Bills.
I like Josh Allen.
I think the cool. Bills would be a nice story. Again, we're all sick of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
If it's, I would, if I had my preference, it would be the Lions or the Bills winning the Super Bowl because I think it's just good for the league.
Yeah. I like Josh Allen because he's what some people think Drake May could become, although he's like 20 pounds heavier. But I like him. I think he's neat.
He's also, who the heck is he dating? I don't know how I know this.
I don't know why you know this.
Because there was a picture that came up, and I was like,
I have no idea. They haven't shown her on TV. She's not that famous. They haven't even shown her on TV. Oh, what are the Chargers going to do? They're going to go for it.
They haven't even shown her on TV. She's Haley Steinfeld.
Oh,
she's an actress.
Yeah, she's cool.
She was one of those, and this is going to sound weird.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in, oh God, what movie was that?
The Western?
Yeah, when she was younger. True Grit.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound weird, but even in that movie, when that movie came out, I was like, and the way it was set and everything, you'd be like, yeah, what do you? I was like, she's going to be a future babe, and I don't know why. Something about her face.
Oh, my.
She's cute, she's going to be a future babe, and nailed it, future babe. Now she's dating Josh Allen. Nailed it.
I thought the same thing when I saw Josh Allen as a rookie quarterback. I was like, future babe. future MVP of this league.
Workaholics have a thing called future babes. So when they're like younger, you just say, she's a pretty young girl. She's going to be a future babe. And she's a future babe. Now she's a real babe. Called it like I sees it.
That was 2010. It was 14 years ago. Wow. So we're 20.
Really?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Damn.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
The original was a good movie, too. I watched that with my father as a child. I just remember seeing that movie, and she was in it. And then when I had no recollection of her in other movies and stuff, that all of a sudden she became like a, the pop star or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, she looks so familiar. And I was like, oh my God, the little girl.
I know.
From True Grit, which is nuts.
It's crazy. Let's see. Look at her now.
Good film. Matt Damon. Goodness gracious. Did I write that down? I did.
You wrote down Matt Damon?
I did write down.
Did you really?
No. True Matt. What was that movie?
You ever do that when you're thinking of something and you're writing it? Like,
yeah.
why did I fucking write that?
Yeah. Team America World Police. That's what it was. Matt Damon.
I haven't seen that in so long.
His puppet got melted or something during the making of the movies.
Really?
Yeah. So they just made him dumb. Oh man, Monday. The first is the first. No. Oh wait, they're all on December 1st. Huh. That's right. Thanksgiving's very late this year. Yeah. Monday, December 2nd, 8:15 p.m. I'm losing it.
I know.
ESPN.
This is our shortest episode in like weeks.
Yeah. The 3-8 Browns traveling to the 7-5 Broncos. Broncos are 5.5-point favorites.
I'm going to take the Broncos at home. I don't have any reason to not pick them. I don't have any reason to pick the Browns.
Yeah, I think Denver is probably one of the most difficult places to play with that altitude.
Yep.
Rhode Island FC just played in the USL Championship Finals against Colorado Springs. Didn't win. My guess is that had something to do with the traveling to Colorado.
Sure.
And it was also a weird kickoff. They played on CBS, but the kickoff was 12, so it was 10 o'clock Mountain Time. That's a weird kickoff for soccer if you're playing at 10 o'clock in the morning when you're used to playing at like 7 at night. Mm-hmm. But it was a fun run. They had a fun run to the finals.
We'll see them next year live.
Yeah. Yeah, they won a trophy their first year, which is pretty neat. A lot of teams can't say that. So, yeah. You have now gone 2 weeks without making a Joker pick.
Oh, wow. Did you pick the Broncos?
I did. It just dawned on me.
Yeah. Sorry. I feel like I've been out of it since we went to the fucking game. I got sick that night when I was fine all day, and then I got sick, and I've been fucking out of it. Let me see. Somebody that I already, you know what? I'll give you a layup. My Joker pick this week is the Colts of Indianapolis. You didn't. I did your money pick, right? Joker pick is the Colts. They're gonna go to Gillette and get beat.
It's not locked in until you hear the laugh.
Sorry,
the
2
Joker.
weeks in a row. I'm not.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I need a bye week.
You do. No, we're going to the wheels fall off.
We are going to the wheels fall off.
We're going all the way to the draft, and everything in between. Although from February,
maybe not
February to April, there's a gap there. We'll have to figure out how we're gonna make that one work.
After the Super Bowl, we're gonna do
the Pro Bowl.
We're gonna do our season recap.
That's fair. Yep.
And then somewhere between the season recap and the draft, Bronson's gonna come on.
Nice.
I'm holding him to it.
Yeah.
You said you were coming on. You have some splaining to do. And the best part is there's going to be no football going on, so we can talk about football, but we can also hear the story of him ditching us and moving to Arizona.
Absolutely. An offshoot of this show that we could do is when we've talked about it a little bit, and this literally just dawned on me in this exact moment in time.
Okay.
We've talked about the board and writing down people and who their fans
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
But not even if it's not the board, we can always talk to people about your other show is, your artistic proclivities.
Autistic, you mean?
Artistic, yeah, proclivities throughout your life. But it's like, how did you follow this team?
Yeah.
How did you become a Dolphins fan, Zach Goldberg? How did you move to Arizona?
Bronson, I think that's a fun one. So we'll do our season recap. Yeah. We'll do that. And then maybe depending on how wild and wet and wild free agency is.
Yeah. And I would love to know what's it like to live in Cardinals country for one.
That's true. And then we'll do the Bronson episode, then we'll do the draft, and then we're taking the summer off.
Yeah, we could probably do this. between free agency, because free agency happens pretty soon after the Super Bowl.
It's beginning of March, isn't it?
Yeah, so there might be an episode in there. We just be like, we could do the outlook of the Patriots and the Commanders and stuff like that. And I mean, there's a long way to go.
Maybe we throw in a random summer one when training camp hits, and then we'll do a season preview, and then we'll be back for season 3.
Right, but we'll definitely take a break at some point. But we still got like 5. We got actually between the regular season and the playoffs, we still have like 7, 8, 9.
Oh yeah, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. No. We're here. So like this video, share it, subscribe.
Yes.
Our subscriber numbers are not showing. 90% or more than 90% of you people are watching and not subscribed. Hit the button. It does help. Share the video.
Here's a question, and I don't know this because I don't know YouTube. When you're watching the show, is there a button you can click that just, obviously there's a subscribe button, but when you're watching it, is there anything you can click on it to bring you to a subscription somewhere?
So at the end of the video, we have an outro that links you to 2 videos, but also it links you back to the channel.
Yeah.
For you to link to the
can
channel.
You subscribe from the video?
Yeah,
you can. Okay, that would be dumb.
So while you're watching it, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Yep,
it helps. It does help.
Yep,
it's not us. It's YouTube. It does help.
Right. Thank you to everyone who's been sharing the Facebook post. There'll be another one tomorrow.
Bam.
Well, when you're listening to this, it'll be today.
That's true.
And the Instagram story will be up as well.
Oh yeah. So we appreciate you guys watching, but while you're watching, just hit the subscribe button. And then if you also just share this, you all have Facebook or social media. Share this video. It helps us.
It does.
So we can do this more and better.
Yes, and better.
And better.
We'll update the digs. We'll paint more.
I painted.
I know.
You know what? I don't even want to say it. I'm not going to say what it is.
I want to know if people
Something in this room is different than the last time you watched it. And if you are watching this and you watched it all the way through and you comment and you tell me what was different from this week to last week, I will send you a $20 gift card from Dunkin' Donuts.
Nice. Sweet.
I'll put my monies where my mouth is.
Nice. I like that. I'm going to create
or Starbucks if you prefer. You let me know. But tell me what it is, and I'll let you know if you were right.
Nice. I like that.
Right.
Yeah, see? Listen to the show, make money. Listen to the show, comment, get gift cards.
That's it. You get a gift card.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you.
I like it.
Until next week, happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Oh, yes, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you with all the shifting of the schedules, but we'll be back to our Think Normal programming next week. Bye.